How's it going, everybody? Special thanks to all my subscribers. I do appreciate everybody. And this is my 1000th vid, which is pretty special. And for my 500 vid, I did a script also that was Gene Roddenberry. It was Planet Earth with his handwritten notes in it. And for this one, I decided to do another Star Trek related. This is the TV movie Genesis 2 from 1972, written by Gene Roddenberry. It's got some faint pencil marks in it, which I believe, and I've asked a few people who are in the know, and I've also compared some of the writing that I've been able to find online, that this here and some more that you'll see, are handwritten by D.C. Fontana, Dorothy Fontana. Pretty famous for a few Star Trek, the original series episodes. Now, I'll go ahead and go through this. It's an interesting cover on this one. But this is, I believe, the final script. And we'll go through it. I'll go ahead and I won't delay too long because this is a rather lengthy script. It's an hour-and-a-half show. So when we get to the... Oh, actually, let me show you here. It's really faint. This writing is really faint. But it tells the page numbers that some of the notations are on. Page 23, 45, I believe, 54, 80, 85, 88, and 92. And the back page has some writing on it too. And here you see the date, 9/28/72. Okay. And then whatever this page 4 here. Big bold print on these some of these older scripts. Now, at the end of this, toward the end of this video, I will go ahead and read the correspondence I had to try and find out whether this was actually Dorothy Fontana's handwriting or not. I talked to 3 people. One of them, the first one I talked to, was Susan Sackett, who, if you don't know, she wrote a couple episodes of The Next Generation, and she was one of Gene Roddenberry's secretaries from '74 on. She had a pretty good relationship with him. And here you can see some really faint pencil markings encircled. Some of the dialogue. There's not a lot of writing in here, but what's in here is, I believe, by Dorothy Fontana. It's too bad she's not still with us, because I could have asked her. I've had this script for about 4 years now, I believe. I got it the same time I got the Planet Earth script, which actually the Planet Earth script with the Roddenberry notations in it was it wasn't the actual movie. It was I believe supposed to have been episode 1 if it had ever been picked up as a series, and of course it wasn't. And neither was this one. He made 3 tries at it. Planet Earth, this one, and Earth 2, I believe, was the other one. I'll go ahead and go through this here. And let me get something going here, get some music.
My name is Dylan Hunt. My story
Okay.
begins the day on which I died.
This, of course, is from the Genesis 2. Like I said, I will read the correspondence. Susan Sackett was the first one. David Gerald, who wrote Trouble with Tribbles, was the other one I talked to. And the third and final one I talked to about it was Mark Cushman, who recently, about 3 to 4 years ago, wrote 3 books. Star Trek, These Are the Voyages, I believe is what it was called. And it was one, each book was for each season of the series. And it covered every episode. It's like a chapter per episode. So it was a pretty cool book. I got all 3 of those. And he gave me his opinion. And he knew Roddenberry well. And he knew Dorothy Fontana. He told me that him and her had usually had lunch 2 or 3 times a year. But Roddenberry, Cushman knew a lot better. Saw him more often. And when I talked to him, he told me that he had quite a few of the original Star Trek series scripts with Roddenberry's handwriting in it, notations and stuff. Here's another one here. It says no packs. Is open to all. I can't remember what that says. It's been a while. It's open to all races or something, I believe. Something like that. Dorothy Fontana sure could write small. I mean, I thought I could write small, but she really can write small. And really faint. Some of this is kind of hard to see. There's another one. This has got some underlined stuff here, and this says, what does it say? Weakness, I believe it says. Yeah, I believe it says weakness on there. It's kind of hard to read. That's pretty good. At least you're not having a hard time to read this stuff, that's for sure. I mean, these older scripts have pretty big font. This one is actually, it looks a little bigger than usual for most TV shows or movies at the time. I think that's probably why it's actually 90 pages, because of the size of the letters. Like I said, I did do the Planet Earth script. That's my 500th video. It's in the script playlist that I have. So far, I believe there's, this will probably be number 63 or 4 that I've done scripts. Plenty more to go. Don't know exactly how many. I've never counted them, but I've got probably at least, I'd say somewhere around 200 or so, maybe more. So I got a ways to go. I've only done maybe a quarter of it, a little more than a quarter of them. So, and they cover everything from this kind of stuff, science fiction, some Saturday morning TV shows, kid shows, movies, lots of TV shows, series that I was fond of when I was a kid, cop shows, all kind of stuff, comedies. A few Happy Days. I've only done one of those, I think, so far. Happy Days, Mork and Mindy. I've done 1 or 2 of those. Oh, I didn't show the picture. Marion Hartley, another Star Trek alum, played Lyra Ah. And a lot of people will probably recognize her with the 2 belly buttons. The character, that's her dressed up as the character with the 2 belly buttons going on. I actually had that. I moved that from the Planet Earth script to this one because basically they're the same. It's the same character in both scripts. Because at the end of this one, she was in the city when it got nuked, and in the Planet Earth script for the episode, the first episode, she didn't get killed, so she was pretty messed up. So that's why I had that picture on the in the other script. Now I am going to, I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to go ahead and make this as a premiere in case anybody, if they catch it in time, they can actually talk to me while it's being shown, and they can ask me whatever they want in the chat, and I will answer them. Anything about this or any of the other videos that I've done in the past. Okay. There's a 4748 on one page. There's something that's circled. There's a little bit of faint writing here. It's really hard to see it. Hopefully I've stopped long enough on each page for it to focus and for you to read it if you want to. If you want to check it out. If you've never seen it, or if you've seen it and you're just curious to see the script, read the script. I've never actually taken this script. There's some more faint, really faint right there with the brackets, or a bracket. But I do have all 3 of them of these movies on DVD, but I've never actually taken and played this one or the other one Well, I couldn't do the other one because the other one's supposed to be for episode 1 that never happened. But this one I've never looked at and compared it to the actual final filming movie, film to movie. So, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty much what you see here is what was on the what was filmed. I mean, some of these things that are highlighted here might be changed compared to the movie, but like I say, I haven't looked to find out, so I just don't know. They used to show these all the time, well, not all the time, but at least twice a year. They would show them at least around here in Orlando on the local stations for like the late movie or whatever, Sunday movie, Wednesday night movie, or something like that. So when I was a kid, I saw this plenty of times in the mid to late 70s and even into the 80s. Now, once cable come around, pretty much all those old TV shows, reruns, they didn't have the late movies anymore. They quit doing that. I'm not sure when in the 80s, but they pretty much quit doing it. That's interesting. A little 68 in pen, 23 here, 39, 47. There's a bunch of numbers here in pen, and some, I don't know what all those are. It's almost like a code where there's a number for each letter there. Pretty weird. Haven't figured out what those are or what those mean. Okay, here's a big bracket. No corrections. Not sure why it's bracketed. Usually when one of these are dialogue section is bracketed, there's a notation next to it, but that one didn't have one. So they may have totally cut that out. Don't know. Okay, we're getting there. Page 73, 74. I think 75 is the next one that had something on it. No? Okay. Oh, it was 80, that's right. 80 and 85 and 88, I believe. And Turanians is what they were called. The women, well, not the women, it was a city run by like an elite, and they had the little pain sticks. I forget what they called them. Where they just touch you with it, and they could either bring pain or pleasure. That's how they controlled their slaves or populace. Also, somebody else who was in this was, what was his name? The guy played Lurch. Cassidy. He was in the movie. He was in actually two of them. He was this one, and he was in Genesis and Planet Earth. The third one he was not in. Here's a thing that's got scratched out and a little added word there, come. And this here, can barely read that with the brackets. It's page 80. Page 81. Oh, there it is. STEM. That's what they were called, STEM. STEMs. Pretty neat. I've seen some of those that were auctioned a few years ago, along with some other of the props from this. Pretty cool looking. Like to have had a chance to buy one of those. Or the little dart guns that they had. Neat little dart guns. That was the PAX team. They had those. Page 84, page 85. Oh, 84A, excuse me. End of Act 5. This one should have something on this page. Yeah, right there is bracketed with question marks. Barely see it, but it's there. Here's some more scratched out stuff. And honestly, I did not know that Dorothy Fontana had anything to do with this. I really didn't. I thought she was strictly Star Trek. But apparently she did some of, helped with some of Gene's projects in the 70s like this. Quester, I think, was another one. I'm not sure if she was involved. That's one I didn't mention. One of his other 4 movies. Traitor, this says on it. Page 89. Here's page 90. Lyra. Marriott Hartley was in the episode, what was it, of Star Trek, with the Mr. Atos. And McCoy and Spock had been transported to an ice planet, and she was one of the only resident there. Meanwhile, Kirk, he had been transported to, what was it, the 14 or 1500s, time of the witches trials and all that. There's another bracket with nothing. I can't see anything wrote there. Pretty cool. Now, I don't remember exactly what I paid for this script, but I can tell you, for what it is, same with the other one, the Planet Earth, I basically stole them. Because I don't think the person who sold them to me, it was 2 different people, but I don't think the ones who sold it to me realized what they were. I really don't. Or they didn't care, one of the two. Because most of these scripts, ones like these that are one of a kind, especially the Gene Roddenberry hand-notated script, are hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This one probably also. Maybe not as much, but I'd say a few hundred anyway. Okay, here we go. It's page 98. 98A. The end. Now on this last page, there's some writing here. Not sure what the deal is on it, but it's also in the same handwriting, I believe. Okay, now let me show you the comparison photos that I did. Here you have, this is from not Khan, this is from the Star Trek episode Space Seed that has Dorothy Fontana's notes in it. And you can see here the W or the Y and the P and the H's heart are very similar to what's in this script. There's your Y, W's, P's. So I think that it's pretty much the same, the writing. I mean, and I'm not the only one that thinks that. So let me go ahead and let this run. Get rid of that, and we will check out. I'll read to you the correspondence that I had. This is the music for Planet Earth. And I will go ahead and read my correspondence. Susan Sackett. She replied to me when I sent her the pictures of the 2 scripts, because I wasn't sure when I first got them. I was thinking, I wonder whose writing that is. I wonder if it's Roddenberry. And it was this one I thought was Roddenberry, this here. I got them reversed, it turns out. So, here's what she said. She said that she was sorry to say that she does not know, or does not see this as being a Roddenberry's handwriting. This one here. She said she worked with him for 17 years, beginning in 1974, and although she didn't work with him in the 72 production of this, she's quite familiar with his marginal notes and personal handwriting. She doesn't believe that these are his notes for several reasons. She's not a forensic handwriting analyst, but she sees several inconsistencies with what she would recognize as his writing. The W, for example, which is in the other script. And she said that, to me, this looks more like female writing style. The notes could be from DC Dorothy Fontana, who was involved in the production, although she has no way of knowing for certain. So, let's see. The next one, it's David Gerald, Trouble Tribbles. I told him that we had talked a few months ago about a script or 2 that you might be selling in the future, because he's on eBay. And I told him that I had a question about a script I recently bought titled Genesis 2, dated 72. I talked to someone I'm sure you know or heard of, Susan Sackett, about this script, and if she knew who the handwriting, or who the handwriting of the person that wrote the notations was. I thought it might be Gene Roddenberry who wrote them, but she said in her opinion it was not his, and that she thought that it was Dorothy Fontana. His answer, very short, says, I really can't help. I'm not a handwriting expert, but I would guess DC Fontana, is what he said. Now, Mr. Cushman, Mark Cushman, I told him the two scripts I recently acquired are Genesis 2 and The Other Planet Earth. Genesis 2 script is dated 72 with the notes and all that. And go ahead and skip that. I basically told him, asked him the same questions that I asked Susan Sackett and David Gerald. His reply, he said that he thinks it's Gene's scribbles in one of these scripts, which is the other script, the Planet Earth script, not this one. He wouldn't be surprised if it's Dorothy in the other. He knew them both well. As a screenwriter, Gene was one of his mentors, and Dorothy and I used to meet for lunch a couple of times a year. Plus she gave me notes on the TAT books, which is These Are the Voyages books that he did recently. And she wrote the foreword for one of them, I guess the first one, before she died. And came in to record her part for the audiobook. Pretty cool. So, that's his opinion. That was Susan's opinion. And Gerald's opinion. So, the last bit of this, I'll go ahead and read it anyway. It doesn't matter, but he doesn't currently plan on doing, because I had asked him about doing more Owen Allen books, because he had done the big old thick Owen Allen book that came out about 3 or 4 years ago that weighs about 8 pounds. It's like a phone book. It's huge. I'll get around to showing that eventually one of these days. But it says here, Kevin Burns, that's the guy who was pretty much the one who's taken charge of Owen Allen, and he just died about 3 years ago. That he doesn't think he's going to do any more Owen Allen books because that was his main contact for the Owen Allen. He was basically the caretaker for all the Owen Allen archives, and let Cushman go in and have access to every piece of paperwork from Owen Allen from the time he started in Hollywood until he died, which is pretty cool. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that myself. But that's about it. So, like I said, I may not do a premiere for this where you can ask me questions live. I haven't decided. If I do, I do. If I don't, it doesn't matter. So, let me have a note or a comment from anybody to let me know what you think, what your opinion might be if you know more about this than I do, the handwriting. And leave me comments on what you think of my videos so far. 1,000 videos. Of course, I'm expecting to have, by the time this is done, there will be 1,002. This will be number 1,000, but there's 2 more after that. So I appreciate y'all checking everything that I've done. It's been fun. I'm continuing. I haven't done everything yet. I've still got plenty of stuff to do, plenty of comics, plenty of cards, plenty more scripts, that's for sure, and quite a few more figures, action figures, toys. So let me know what y'all think, and I do appreciate everybody who has commented in the last year or so. And y'all take care. Bye bye.